Shinen Multimedia raced into the Switch 2 with the incredible fast fusion on launch, showing off their development skills and giving players a glimpse of what Nintendo's new console could achieve, to rave reviews mind you. Their follow-up is now here with the Touryst Deluxe, a Switch 2 version of the critically well-received game that originally debuted on the Switch 1 all the way back in 2019. Now thanks to Shinen Multimedia, I have my hands on a copy a little bit early to showcase some of the changes, see how it performs, and also take a closer look at the graphics. What are you waiting for? Let's dive right in. The Touryst originally launched on the Nintendo Switch back in 2019, and surprisingly, this is my first time taking a holiday with the game since What's It Like didn't even exist back then. Critics generally gave it favourable reviews, praising its striking voxel art, smooth performance, and charming exploration. Now, knowing how well it was received sets the stage for the Switch 2 version, which not only preserves the game's original strengths, but also addresses one of the few common criticisms, which was the controls. And I can tell you, after playing the game side by side, they already feel drastically improved in this version. Now, the Touryst is back on Switch 2 as the Touryst Deluxe, bringing a host of new features and improvements. Highlights include the native 4K resolution at 60 FPS, HDR rendering, dynamic ambient occlusion, improved controls, and new locations, items, and quests. Now, as you can see here on the side by side, while the original Switch version ran near enough to 60 FPS, the Switch 2 version just doesn't waver, and it also now runs at a native 4K resolution compared to the Switch 1's dynamic 1080p, and it gives everything a much sharper and more detailed look. There's also a few subtle but noticeable differences. The lighting and the shadows feel smoother thanks to global illumination and dynamic ambient occlusion, which we'll look into further. The depth of field effect has been improved as well, adding that extra depth and making the world feel more alive without taking away from that signature voxel charm. Together, these improvements make the game feel more polished and visually striking from the very first moment you step off the boat. The HDR support adds a whole new layer of visuals, making the colours pop and giving the lighting a bit more depth, and unfortunately, due to my recording setup, I can't really show it off in the footage, but it is a big difference. Bright areas just feel more luminous, shadows gain additional depth, and the overall image just feels richer. And this really came across when I was playing a side-by-side comparison with the Switch 1 version. Another subtle but noticeable upgrade is the voxel wave effects along the shores. These waves now have depth and volume, moving away from the flat 2D look of the original. And I know it seems like a minor thing to point out, but these little touches like this accumulate into the bigger picture that make this world feel more alive and immersive. Now, as mentioned, a major visual upgrade comes in the way the light interacts with the world. Global illumination and dynamic ambient occlusion give the game a more realistic and grounded feel. The global illumination allows the light to bounce naturally between surfaces, so rooms and outdoor areas just feel fuller and more lifelike. Ambient occlusion adds soft shadows in corners, around objects and where surfaces meet, and that helps create a sense of depth. Sometimes the difference is subtle, but it really makes the lighting feel impressive. Scenes feel warmer and more dynamic depending on the time of the day, and the voxel world just pops in a way that draws your eyes to details that you may have missed before. Together with the other enhancement, these lighting improvements help turn a charming game into a visual delight that feels fresh and polished. Other subtle upgrades round out the visual polish. The rain effects have been improved, though I don't have the footage to show it here unfortunately, and it's a part of the overall refinement that just takes this game to the next level. The depth of field has been significantly improved as well. Backgrounds and focus transitions are much smoother, and there's no more pixelation, which makes exploration feel more cinematic. Anti-aliasing also helps make everything look clean and crisp. Edges that had a bit of pixelation on the original Switch now blend seamlessly, preserving the voxel charm and eliminating the distracting pixelation. Together, these enhancements make the Touryst Deluxe consistently sharp, and a visually appealing experience from every angle. The Touryst Deluxe also brings some fresh content for players to enjoy. There's a new area to explore, offering something new for returning travellers without giving too much away. One of the highlights is the new arcade cabinet featuring Fast Zero, a cheeky nod to Shinen's flagship anti-gravity racer, Fast RMX and Fast Fusion. It's funny to see and a welcome Easter egg for longtime fans. The original arcade games are also present, giving that mix of nostalgia and novelty. And for those looking to resume their previous holiday, your save data from the original Switch version can be imported. Returning players also benefit from a discounted upgrade path similar to how Hogwarts Legacy handled it, offering a 75% discount depending on your region. This makes it easy to jump back in without having to start from scratch. Now, I'm almost done with my holiday here in the Touryst, so you can expect a full review very soon. But let me know if you're planning on grabbing the Touryst Deluxe, and if you're returning to your holiday, what are you looking forward to seeing first? Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, the best way you can support What's It Like is by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. For more reviews, click on the thumbnails to the right, and for everything Nintendo, check out whatsItlike.com.au.